I want to be an instrument for other people. You know, I want to tell other people's stories, especially people who don't, you know, have a microphone. I do identify myself as a Latina, but if I'm honest, there's always this part of me that kind of feels kind of like a faker, you know, in a certain sense, that I didn't grow up experiencing the things that a lot of Latinos experience in other countries. So in 2009, my girlfriend Jody and I went to El Salvador. We lived with nuns. We taught English to about 300 girls in an all-girls school. I went to give of myself, and the most humbling part about that experience was receiving so much love. I heard it talked about once as kind of confronting your own privilege. You have to accept that love. Like, the only thing you can do is just accept all of that goodness that people give you, especially when they have nothing. I started getting into a movement called Trova, or Nueva Canción. It was this political folk music, but had this Latin sound to it. You know, I just became enthralled and started kind of diving into that music. It's one of those moments where, you know, what do they say, when your passion meets the world's greatest need, like, that's where you're supposed to be. We started Niña Arriba, which is a college scholarship fund, and it's currently supporting 3 girls that we used to live with. And we were like, the only thing we know how to do is throw benefit concerts. And so we've been doing that for 5 years, and to date we've raised almost $20,000 for them. I very much realize that I'm not Latina in a lot of senses. And at the same time, it's interesting to me that I have such a desire to, like, be a Latina. You know, I have such a desire to fit in. You know, I even have a song on the record that's called Soy Quien Soy, which means I am who I am. And it was me writing about, you know, kind of lamenting. I'm like, oh, if only I'd been born in Mexico, I would know how to speak the language that my soul wants to speak. You know, if only I'd grown up in Argentina, then, you know, my heart would beat with, like, the rhythms of the chacarrera. And then at the same time kind of realizing, you know, I'm exactly who I'm supposed to be. And it's probably because I was born in the United States and I have a passport that lets me go to all these places and experience the world and maybe tell some of the stories that don't get told because those people don't have that same kind of a platform. Being able to bridge, you know, to hopefully bring people together, you know, maybe from different walks of life, to kind of come together through that music that can somehow speak a little bit to each one.